The New York Giants season is once again over by the end of October. And just right away, just thank you guys if you've watched this video. If you guys could share it, like it, subscribe it, it is much appreciated. And I know it's tough to watch these because the Giants are so bad. These are so much more fun to do when the Giants are winning. Unfortunately, for the last decade, it's been a lot of losing, and the most losing in the NFL, actually, besides the Jets. The New York Giants have been the worst team in the NFL, according to their win total. So the Giants are broken. The Giants are completely broken. The fan base, more importantly, the fan base is broken. This was a once storied franchise that all fans, for the most part, always came together, agreed on moves, didn't get so toxic with one another. Now, Giant fans are so toxic when it comes to whether they're arguing about Jones, and that's more years past than this season. A lot of people are on the same bandwagon with Jones. He needs to get off this team immediately. And that's the main problem that I think is wrong with this fan base is I think as soon as Daniel Jones goes, we could all take a breath of fresh air and we could all just come down off of the Daniel Jones era and we could all come together and move on from what I believe is the biggest black cloud over this franchise in the last 50 seasons. So the problem that I see right now is no matter what the Giants are doing, whether it's like a kick returner or a kicker or a punter or an offensive lineman, it doesn't matter the position. There's arguments over every single decision that's being made right now. And that's because either you believe in Joe Schoen and Brian Daboll or you don't believe in Joe Schoen and Brian Daboll. Right? Personally, I want to keep Brian Daboll and Joe Schoen. I don't want to fire them again. Right? Personally, I want to keep Joe Schoen and Brian Daboll. Let them take a quarterback because I believe Brian Daboll can coach quarterbacks. He got what he got out of Daniel Jones. That's the most he's going to get out of him 2 years ago. A turnover-free guy that doesn't put the ball in harm's way. That's the most you're getting out of Daniel Jones. They don't have the quarterbacks on the roster now that Daboll could turn into a franchise quarterback. Let him choose his quarterback and turn this franchise around. I don't care if they want to fire him. I'm not above change. I don't mind the change, but you better pick the right person and get this team getting in the right direction. It doesn't matter who's coaching, who's GMing, who's scouting. We need this team to get in the right direction. It starts with getting rid of this quarterback. You have to get rid of this quarterback. He's holding them back again. Another season of this guy holding us back. Again, Locke and DeVito are not better than him, but this is what's tearing this fan base apart. Going into each week, we know what the outcome's going to be with this guy playing quarterback. At some point, we need to all wake up and realize this season is about losing. And we need to continue to lose. We cannot find ourselves in a position where we're drafting 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th again. Because fast forwarding 6 months from now, I have no patience anymore to hear Giants fans crying and moaning that they're not getting one of the top tier quarterbacks and they're not getting one of the top tier players because you didn't lose enough. Those stupid wins that you're going to probably get against Carolina and the stupid win you're going to get against the Colts, it will mean nothing at the end of the day. All it will do is move your draft position lower. There's 7 teams right now that are tied at 2-7. All 7 teams are realistically could finish. The 6 teams could finish above the Giants. 5 of them probably needing a quarterback. Then what? Now you're stuck again. You're not bringing Jones back. So what's your options at that point? Do you want to bring in a veteran? I'm all for that. Do you want these guys to draft a quarterback that they don't really love, but they're just going to draft one just to do it? I don't think that'll be the case. But you just don't know. if I'm a season ticket holder, I'm selling off all my tickets the remainder of this season. I'm not going back to that stadium to watch this product. And I get it. Some Giants fans don't see the bigger picture. There is a bigger picture here. They need to lose as many games as they possibly can. Realistically, you want them to finish with the first pick in the draft. So everything is under your control. You'll have nobody to blame but yourself if you make the wrong pick. If you pick fifth and a quarterback drops to you and he turns out to be a great quarterback, all's well that ends well. Perfect. Everything worked out your way. But if you're picking fifth and you draft a quarterback that you don't really love, but you want to draft a quarterback if you're Shane and Dable because you know your time is coming up and it bites you in the ass, now we're screwed for another 4 years. Nobody wants that. We need to continue to lose as many games as possible. Some fans don't see it yet, and you will see. Some fans are too late to the party, and the best example, honestly, was it just happened last year. The perfect example just happened last year. The Giants were 2-8 and heading nowhere. They ripped off 3 straight wins. Everything was so much fun with the DeVito stuff and the Italian and the pasta and all that crap that the NFL baited all these Giant fans with. And you all sunk your teeth into it. But there was people like me, there was other Giant creators out there saying these wins won't matter in a positive way. They affected us horribly. And it cost us a shot at other quarterbacks. You have to just mentally prepare yourself for this season to be a complete wash and pray that they finish with the first pick in the draft or the second pick or the third, somewhere in the range where they're not having to go trade up, give up assets, give up future compensation to get the guy that they want. You want them to be able to get the guy they want with their pick. Whether that's Cam Ward, Quinn Ewers, Shadir Sanders, no matter who you like, no matter who we think we're all experts about, we don't know how they're going to pan out in the NFL. It's whoever they like. And we got to get behind it, no matter what we think. But to get Daniel Jones off this team, take a breath of fresh air, we start fresh with a new quarterback and take it from there. It's where it starts and ends. It starts and ends with the quarterback. The 3 most important positions in the NFL is your general manager, your head coach, and your quarterback. We know the Giants don't have the quarterback. That's common sense. I think we're all in agreement on that. There should be nobody out there defending Daniel Jones anymore in year 6. There should be nobody out there. Is there a couple of people? Yes, there's still people that believe he could be a franchise guy. We don't have that guy. Still question marks about the general manager. He's done some great things. He's done some really bad things so far. Do I want to fire him based on that? No, I wouldn't. Brian Dable has shown that players play hard for him. And as much as those games, as much as the Giants could have folded last year, they didn't fold. They played hard under Brian Dable, and they won those games. They won 6 games last year with an awful roster and no quarterback. For the most part, they've been sort of competitive in all these games this year, but a lot of mental problems are happening. And is that coaching? It could be coaching. But the quarterback could solve. A good quarterback could mask a lot of problems. And a good quarterback and a good head coach go hand in hand. They help one another. I think Brian Dable still has the ability to be a good head coach. This fan base is so divided right now. The fan base is so divided right now when it comes to any move that the Giants make. Right? Just the trade rumors alone. Should we trade Darius Slayton? Should we not trade Darius Slayton? People are just arguing over that. Why are we arguing over potentially trading a third wide receiver or a fourth wide receiver? Azeez Ojulari, there's people arguing over this. We don't know what the right move is. The only factual things that we know about guys like Azeez Ojulari is that he can rush the passer. He played 30 career games. He has 20 career sacks. That's the numbers speak for themselves. But he doesn't stay healthy. He doesn't stay healthy. And he's a free agent after this season. You run the risk of letting him walk without getting anything in return. Do you want to do that? I don't know. I don't know if that's the right move. Azeez Ojulari is a more polished edge rusher than Kayvon Thibodeau. If you remember, the only reason Azeez Ojulari fell to the second round was because of knee problems. Or else he's probably a top 15 pick. Easily. He's more polished than Thibodeau. If there's anybody we should be considering trading, and it's ironic I'm wearing his jersey, it's Kayvon Thibodeau, not Azeez Ojulari. You just see when those two play how different and how aggressive and how strong and the bend that Ojulari has. He has more moves in his pass rushing than Kayvon Thibodeau does. More wins at the line of scrimmage. Stronger, faster. So I don't know. With the trade deadline coming up now, there's a few players that I wouldn't mind unloading off this team. That's Azeez Ojulari. That's Darius Slayton. That's possibly one of the offensive linemen. Jason Pinnock. Adoree Jackson. Deonte Banks. There's a lot of players on this team I will not mind getting rid of if it meant getting back a lot of draft compensation for next year's draft. And if you're that in love with Ojulari, trade him and then just re-sign him. It's been done before. Trade him, bring him back. It's very simple. But we have to continue to lose as many games as possible. And if that's gutting this roster of tradable assets, it has to get done. If you got this far in the video, share it, like it, subscribe it. I appreciate you guys watching this. Thank you for watching.